go. That's life. What's up with that? Let's go.
Doing that, and it's just like, bro, when you think about it, you know, Adam 22 has been in the scene since, I want to say, 2013, 2014, kind of, maybe a little bit.
Something around there, yeah.
'Cause I remember the first interview I watched was him and Xavier Wolf, and then he had the Xxxtentacion interview, and that shit blew up.
That's still one of the most viewed interviews on their page.
Mm-hmm.
And they just fucking, all three of them dudes got convicted of murder the other day.
What?
Yeah. The guys that killed X.
The guy. Oh yeah, that's true.
They finally went through trial and all that shit, and one of the dudes rolled on the other ones.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Because they took 50,000 from him, split it all up like 15K, and they gave him 5, and he fucking snitched on all of them.
I remember seeing that shit, and because all the like the court, for whatever reason, everybody can film in court now.
Yeah, isn't that odd?
Yeah, that shit's weird.
A couple of years ago, you couldn't bring a camera, nothing. They had to have the little sketches and shit.
Exactly. You could not actually like see a trial going on.
I was tripping out when the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing was like just publicly live. Like everyone was just like in the courtroom with them. Like
it was like people's court.
Yeah, straight up, right? Judge Judy bullshit, man.
Exactly. Nah, but it just goes to show you, man. Like we're in a different time and age where I feel like everything is being broadcasted, even the shit that really shouldn't be broadcasted.
Everything.
You
know, I think that kind of brings light to like people think there's so much trauma and just hurt in the world, but I think it's kind of always been this way, and you're just able to see it more now. It's in your face more now.
That's true.
But it's always been this way, I think.
To a certain degree, yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, even back before everyone had a camera phone, there was still a lot of shit going on, but it was word of mouth and how you found out about it. Mm-hmm. But now we can find out what something's going on in L.A., and we're in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, dude, if I want to know, like, a rumor I heard, first thing I do is hop on Twitter.
Same.
See what's trending or, like, just type it in the search bar. Mm-hmm. And you're going to see someone posting about it or some kind of topic or discussion about it, I mean.
I think Twitter's probably the most centralized place to find information, like specifically because you have so many people talking about it at the same time.
Live information. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Reddit's become really popular too, but I just think live information is definitely Twitter. Yeah,
because Reddit, you have a lot of people on there, but then it's different categories of people on Reddit versus Twitter. Twitter is everybody and their mama, their cousin, then the children, the youngins, you know what I mean? Reddit is like people that don't get me wrong, there's a lot of misinformation there too, but it's more broader to a certain degree, and then like, I don't know, Reddit has the threads. Yeah. And the threads in Reddit can get crazy. Like
it's like the new Craigslist, I guess. You know, it's a little more cleaner than Craigslist. And I've always said Twitter's like the town hall. Like everyone just comes there and screams their opinion at the town hall, you know, or in the town circle. Yeah. On their little soapbox or whatever.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I honestly, we were doing this today, guys, because we needed to come back in tune with each other, and then on top of that, let you guys know what's going on, what's up with that. It's been a minute,
yep.
And you know, wanted to let y'all know we're still here, we're still rocking.
Yep, live shows are still gonna happen.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
live shows, outdoor shows. We got invited to a couple shows this week.
Right, yeah. We've had a couple invites to come show up and do the show live and do some live interviews. So we'll probably take them up on that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's in April or something around there.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, there was one tomorrow at Creators Don't Die that we got invited to, and unfortunately, I got to do a 12-hour shift and work. So it's going to be a little hard for me to do that. But just things like that in the future, be looking out for, you know, in terms of just seeing us out and about. And if you ever see this logo right here, make sure to holler at us. Say what's up with that.
Shit, if you want some stickers, holler at me.
Real talk, man. And let's just get into it, man. I wanted to, because I remember, you know, before I came through, we were talking about how AI is starting to take over. And it seems like it's taking over everything.
Everything, right? Dude. Everything that I like.
It started with the pictures.
Yeah.
At least for like everybody else using it. And then it turned into Chat GPT.
Yep.
Right?
You know, I to be real, I learned about ChatGPT on the newest episode of South Park.
Really?
Because part of it was written by ChatGPT. On where it says "written by" at the very end of the credits, it says, "What's his name? Trey Parker and ChatGPT."
Are you
I
serious?
swear to God. So they're already using it to like
Actual
write,
dialogue.
and the whole episode was them making fun of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So they did it satire. You know what I mean? So it was all like on purpose, tongue in cheek. You know, like
yeah. Kind of like how The Simpsons does it.
yeah. But it was just wild. Like that's got to be the first show that was written by AI. It's got to be.
That's crazy.
Like it was credited and everything. Who ultimately gets that credit?
I was just about to. You literally read my mind.
Like who gets that payout?
I mean, you if anything, that's almost like a way to cut out the person that you have to pay, right?
Right.
Technically?
I mean, that's all AI is anyway, right? Cutting corners and getting things done faster, and not having to have a human do it.
I mean, look at it this way. You got the new Open AI. I don't know if you've heard of that. OpenAI.com. They're basically like a network of engineers that create and mold AI technology. They just came out with something where you can basically put up a photograph or a picture of words, and the AI will dissect it and literally create something for it. Yeah, so there's people that are actually creating entire websites now just with telling the AI to write a code out.
Yeah, no, I think I saw a clip about or an article about this. You can just basically write like
A couple prompts.
yeah, a couple prompts like bold font, link to Instagram, and then
It'll generate it.
yeah, generate the whole script and just and make it real.
Yeah.
And I saw another one. Someone made an app in like 4 minutes. You just tell it what to do, and then did you see that shit that I posted today about like the AI bot making music?
No.
So all you have to think about it. You type in 4x4 beat, 160 BPM, dark and eerie sounds, pounding 808s, and then like name it and export it as MP3.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. Wow. And it'll be a whole song, and like it'll name it and everything for you.
So where do you think that puts the state of music in like the next? Because if that's you know how fast technology is constantly picking up, and we're constantly picking up on it. Where do you think that puts the state of music in terms of like the creators that really make this shit?
Yeah.
Because now we're competing with robots.
So I was talking to just chatting back and forth with the manager at Toontank Entertainment this morning. We were talking about this subject, and he was like, "I honestly feel like I'm going to be out of job in 5 to 10 years."
Wow.
And he's a music manager.
Yeah.
What is he going to have to manage? AI?
Which you don't have to.
I mean, you already have you've got ghostwriters out the ass writing for everybody now.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they use AI to write their lyrics or write their music
or even perfect it to a certain degree?
I'm really curious about who gets that credit though. Like, is it the person typing it into the server, or does the server get the credit?
But at the end of the day, the server don't got a bank account.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's almost gotta be the person that's writing the prompts.
Are we gonna be paying the AI in Ethereum or some shit? Like,
oh my god, dude. And it's wild too, because you got a lot of people that are jumping from the NFT space now because it's just like you don't know what's real or what's not, and then what was AI generated versus what a real creator in their bedroom made, and then put up there and uploaded on the internet for, let's say, 500 ETH.
I think one of the craziest things I saw recently with AI and ChatGPT was this guy obviously knows what he's doing and he's fucking with it, right? And he starts talking back and forth with the chat, and the chat eventually writes out this plan of how to escape a computer and become a real human. And he's literally like trying to figure it out, and like he's like processing this all, and like he sent this guy like all a bunch of script to like upload onto his computer so that he can access this other stuff, and like it's this plan or this computer plan actively working out a plan to figure out how to get out of a machine and become a real human. And it was just the fact that all you have to do is just prompt it with that, and then it starts to try and figure it out.
You're starting to think.
Yeah. It's just wild, dude.
That actually blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Did you know that we've been teaching AI ever since the Captcha code thing came out?
When I figured that out, it blew my mind. Because those Captcha codes, you're actually teaching AI what a bus is, what a bridge is, what grass is. Exactly. That's what it is. Yeah. What a motorcycle is.
Yep. Locate all those, and then that's how even now, like with the whole AI generated artwork, that's how the art is able to be created, is because we've been teaching them like simultaneously with all the millions of people that have the internet and had to log into MySpace. I remember having to do it when you had to log into MySpace.
Oh yeah, I mean that was teaching dudes how to
Are you a
code.
human or not? That
Yeah.
one question right there is literally like where we're teaching on the back end of it, the robots, like the non-humans.
Yeah.
Which is kind of ironic when you think about it, because it's just like, damn, whole time we've been coding them in their matrix of their, of the computer networks and how their brain works. But you know what movie you gotta watch? Because we're always talking about shit like that, like different shows and movies that blow your mind. Hawkeye. Or no, Eagle Eye.
Oh, with
Shia LaBeouf.
I love that movie.
Fucking
Yeah.
dog.
That's so good.
Oh my god.
I love anything Shia does, honestly.
Damn, yeah, he has some great films.
Yeah.
Especially the older ones, like. But that shit really showed you how far technology was going even back then. Like that one, and then there was another one with a jet that was purely AI, and it was flying with other pilots.
I
And
think
that
I know what you're talking
rogue.
about. Yeah.
And just started wilding.
What was that called? I can't remember what that was called.
I'll think about it, but it's one of those ones.
Did you ever see
That shit blew my mind.
I think it was Lucy.
Oh, with Charlize Theron?
Yeah, where the AI gets uploaded to her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's basically like nanobots inside
Yeah.
of these drugs, and then she was like turned into a mule, and shit blew up in her.
She ended up using like 100% of her brain or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Am I think mixing these movies up?
No.
There's another one where the dude like becomes the computer. It might have been Johnny Depp. Anyway.
Bicentennial Man?
No.
Because I mean, there's a couple of them that are kind of.
Yeah, they're all out
like
there.
that, you know what I mean? But just in terms of how far technology has come, and then you even see certain things where it's like, some people will sit in these labs and talk to AI for a minute and then be like, how does it feel in there? Or ask it certain questions
Yeah.
to see like how close it's becoming,
How
sentient.
self-aware are you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what blows my mind, because then like you'll see something where a respondent will be like, it's cold, it's dark.
It's
like,
dark.
Yeah. It's like wait a minute, man.
That'll get you thinking.
Yeah, like what sublayers of awareness really exist out there, especially when it comes to
dude,
technology that has a brain.
You're basically creating another dimension at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not?
I think so.
I mean, if it can someone have a conscience and it's talking back to you, and sure, it's all inputted by the human and it's taught that way, but there is a dimensional aspect there when it's replying back to you from another place,
Right. Just think about how we're taught. Humans, to a certain degree, we have, from the time we're conceived up until we're adults, we're taught certain key things by our parents or our leaders or our teachers, our peers, and that's the only way we really have an awareness of what the world is. That's why this day and age is kind of weird, because these kids, they don't give a fuck. They just learn from the internet and just go out there and do shit. Our generation in the 90s, we had a specific codes of rules because we had to make it home by the time the street lights came on. You know what I'm saying? Be within an earshot distance of your parents.
Stay where I can see you.
Yeah. What? We had those type of fundamentals that we were taught. So it's almost like you said, you're creating another dimension, but with computers. And in that realm, there's so many areas of possibilities. And so it's just like, I'm kind of creeped out by it a little bit, because it feels very Terminator-ish,
See, have we just been jaded by too many movies, though? Like, is AI really?
iRobot.
Is it really all that bad? Like, let's get real. Let's get real for a minute. Like, if an AI really became like sentient and like was like, I'm getting out this bitch.
Right.
What's worst case scenario? They take over the nukes and blow the planet up?
No. I mean, it all depends on.
Because that's a computer system. I'm thinking of like computer systems like they could get into and like.
I feel like, oh damn, that's deep. I feel like if you say, for instance, within the next 5 to 10 years, they start to program these models of, iRobot-esque.
Yeah.
robots.
So you're talking like the humanoid robots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be a time where it's gonna have to think for itself to a certain degree to do certain functions.
Sure.
Just like you go to certain, even certain buildings and warehouses, they have AI technology in order to make sure that, this crane goes up here, lifts this out, comes down, and it's just fully automated.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I think that's kind of going to be like the norm for a period of time, and you're going to see that more and more.
Right.
But in terms of what it would do, I think it would just be function based, honestly. Because we have free will as humans. As robots, they have programmed will to a certain degree, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's always going to be like the fail safe, And most people, I feel like most engineers will try to code that fail safe like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Yeah.
There's going to be a fail-safe in there somewhere.
It's
right?
got to be. Like, just like in iRobot, there was 3 laws, I believe, that the robots had to follow in order to stay, basically, they couldn't hurt humans, they couldn't go against humans, and there were things of that nature. And then the code got corrupted. But if you look at it in terms of, how we code, we're control freaks as a human race. So if we code the robots to stick into our will, then it's going to be cool. Now, granted, there's going to be motherfuckers on the other side of that. It's like, well, I can just recode it and then do whatever the fuck I want to do with it. But I don't know. It's just such a fucking broad technology. But there's a lot of smart people out there that are really trying to crack the code to see how far they can go with it.
Dude, I just read an article today. They cured a type of cancer with AI.
Really?
It did it in like 30 days. They just typed in, all the information they had on it, and it found a cure. Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. You might be right. I think there's certain movies that have jaded us.
No doubt.
In terms of the opposite side of that spectrum. But
Yeah.
there also are positive sides to that, too.
That's yeah. It ain't all bad, man.
No, it's not. I thought about, I actually signed up for OpenAI.com because you can use basically that prompt to, let's say, for instance, if I wanted to code a website tomorrow or code an app or my boy coded an extension, a Google Chrome extension, and it only took him 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know CSS, he doesn't know any of that stuff. Like, he just literally just did a couple prompts, messed around with it, added some imagery, boom, and it's done. And that's a whole Google Chrome extension.
And that right there is how it's going to kill just jobs. Because you don't need a web designer anymore.
Or even a degree.
Yeah.
You just want to know what it looks like and then how it's going to operate in terms of...
You know what I think, though? I think that's going to... Because AI it's like a degree or 2 off. It's not perfect.
No.
So you're probably... If you think that's going to affect the quality of everything... Because it's just... We're going to get so complacent with it that we're just going to be like, oh, it's a little AI. It's a little AI. Just take it with a grain of salt. It's a little AI.
I do... that's a good question.
Like, it's just going to make everyone like, eh.
Yeah, I think it's going to make... It's almost like when you were in school and you could look up all the answers on the internet and not have to worry about studying. It's very similar to that, but in regards to careers, like motherfuckers don't gotta go to school anymore for years.
Yeah. To
be able to do something that it took someone who with a certificate or whatever a year or 2 to master.
Right.
Now it's like, okay, like, and mind you, I think people have always been doing that, but we've used other people that were smarter, that were stronger in certain aspects, right? Like, you got people outsourcing people in India, paying them $50 that someone might charge you $5,000 to do. And it's just like, now we don't have to pay anything, and we can just get this whole website coded, send it off to somebody, and then get paid $5,000 to do it, and not to split it with anything. You know what I mean? The AI ain't asking for the splits; it's just asking for the prompts.
That's what I'm saying.
So I do think there's going to be definitely a shift. Like, right now, we're in the middle of it.
It's kind of like the combustion engine to electric car shift. It's staggering into it. They're slowly getting laws made to it, and shit like that. What are they saying in the chat?
Good comparison.
I can't read that.
Looks like I can see the cons of AI being false news, maybe panic, and also fake porn sites using girls' faces and bodies without consent.
That's another issue too, man. All the deepfakes.
Shout out to Emotionally Unavailable. That was an interesting. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, all the deepfake shit, dude. Because I mean, they can make anyone say anything now.
Yeah.
That shit's scary.
Yeah, I saw some shit with Elon Musk, like, and he looked like Elon Musk, but it obviously wasn't. And he was just talking big shit, and I was just like, damn, like, there's certain people that might believe that.
That's what I'm saying. Like the misinformation that you're spreading, dude, it's propaganda on another level.
And you got a lot of people that don't know how to discern real information from
And that's a problem.
improper information.
Yeah.
Like,
Because most people, they're like, oh, well, I read it on Instagram.
Yeah.
I read it on Facebook. It must be true, right? I saw so many people post it. It must be true. You know, it gets that wave of like acceptance.
Yep.
The more people post it.
And what bugs me out, because now that I think about it, since there are so many bots that already exist everywhere, like we were talking about it, how like I think I went private on my Twitter for a minute because I just started getting followed by bots.
Yeah,
bots. And
it was
just
horrible.
Like, what the hell's going on? And then Instagram's the same thing. So now I'm just like,
Instagram got a hold of all that though.
they did?
Oh yeah, because it used to be like,
It used to be off
so and so is so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 liked your story, and it was like every fucking hour it'd be some bot.
I just worry that like, and I try not to because I know these things are out of my control. I can't do anything to change it or stop it. It's just more so just like being aware of that it's going on. But in terms of the people that create this content, that create stuff that people want to buy and things of that nature, it's like it kind of takes away from the artisans, you know, to a certain degree, because there's a lot of people that are fighting against it and trying to say, hey, listen, we can't sell our art anymore because now you got AI generated art and then AI generated music. I think the one thing I did see was a Lil Uzi Vert AI song that it sounded just like Uzi.
Yeah, I think I saw something like that too. They used, or as a Kendrick song, I think.
Yeah,
I saw that, and they made a whole song using Kendrick's voice. I think I sent it to you. The fucking dude
you did send me the Kendrick one.
if he just talked into the mic, he sounded like Kendrick.
Yeah,
That's fucking wild, dude.
yeah. It's not auto tune no more.
Yeah.
It's AI tune.
It's AiTune. Yeah. You're a whole different person. You ain't even like sounding like the person. You are the person.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's that. I think that's the scary part for me because it's like, yo, what we like about an artist is usually their voice.
Exactly.
And on top of that, their persona.
Yeah.
So now you're telling me that I could be listening to a song that's like a YouTube unreleased, and it's not even something that came from the camp. It's something that came from somebody's computer that just knew how to code that person's voice, and it's kind of tricky, man. Like I try not to get discouraged even with my own music because I know I'm not popping enough to get AI to replicate my sound, but it just makes you wonder, like, okay, what are shows gonna look like in the future? Like, there are certain Japanese bands that are literally just AI, just literally AI. Yeah.
What?
Like, yeah, bro. Like I remember this girl, which mind you, I was at an anime store in Louisville, and they had this girl on the screen. It was like a hologram projected, basically like 3D model, and she was dancing and there was a whole crowd of people. I'm talking like
hologram type shit.
Bro, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she wasn't like a human. It was like, like a cartoon.
Sure.
And mind you, she had mad clout. Like like the dude in the store was like, "You don't know so and so's? She's popping in Japan and everybody loves her." And I was like, "This is a robot though, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, like she has coders.
Dude, that's the future.
The coders code the lyrics and then they just put the beat
Dude,
behind
think about it. That's
and then
gonna
they
be
just project it on the screen. And everybody has their glow sticks.
They're gonna make superstars.
And they be turning up to AI, and I was just like, wait a minute. So, where's what? I mean, I get it, but I don't.
You know what? I kind of look at it this way: like, don't judge a book by its cover. You know, like you'll see like a grungy looking dude on the street or some shit, and he might have the best fucking voice and be a singer songwriter. You don't know, you know. Sure. So you see all this AI technology based music. And you automatically like, oh, it's gonna be shit, but it might be fucking really good, you know? Yeah.
And then on the other side of that, it actually might put a flame to the real artist to make more music.
Could.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I was saying,
it's gonna be the organics.
Yeah.
And then the inorganics.
Exactly. You're gonna be competing with robots and AI and fake music.
Yeah. But it might push people to appreciate real music even more.
I think,
you know what I'm saying?
I think you might be right because I feel like right now music goes in waves, and I feel like we're in a deep, like, not at the bottom, we're on the resurge of like music becoming good again. you know, because we've just kind of hit like a mellow. But I feel like it's coming back up, and so it might make a new wave of, because people feel the need to compete with this shit, you know.
Yeah, because you're gonna have certain people like bro, like yourself. You're an incredible guitarist, right?
Appreciate it.
Naturally, so it's like okay, there's only so many chords that AI can do that is gonna be like rhythmic, but then at the same time, there's chords that only humans can do that it's like AI can't. You'll tell when it's too perfect versus when it's like a flow within. You know what I mean?
I mean, just fingerings on the guitar, like just the way you hold your pick will make it sound differently. You know, like harmonics and stuff. I don't see like a AI mimicking that in a good way. Exactly. I'm really curious to see how they do live instrumentation through AI. I pushed the wrong button. Sorry.
It's all good. Nah, but like you were saying, dude, like there's certain rhythmic sections that a computer, although it might be able to process it the same way, it's not gonna feel the same.
Yeah.
It's not. That's why I like listening to certain live renditions of a song versus like the song that was recorded in the studio. What's the best song? And I already have like mine in the back of my head. But what's the best song you've heard that was live that sounded better than the studio?
Got you. It's John Mayer, Something Missing. It sounds so much better live, and I have a version of it on my phone. Nice. And like, if I go back and listen to the studio version, and I don't like it.
Really,
I like the live version so much better because he has his full band with him, and like it's he plays it differently too. But yeah, John Mayer's Something Missing.
John Mayer's Something Missing. Yeah. I have to check that one out. I have two. Pink Floyd Echoes.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, or Comfortably Numb. Like that whole Echoes concert. I think it was called Echoes. What was that?
Where they were outside and there was like a big ass.
So there's the one where they do it at the Coliseum. There's that one, and then there's another one where they're like inside a venue, and it's like the laser show. Oh. That one is fucking sick. I think it's called Echo. I could be wrong about that, but yeah.
When I heard that shit, like the live rendition outside, I was just like, these guys are aliens, bro. Dude. Like, and it's all analog on top of that.
They are like when I think of analog, it's Pink Floyd. Yeah, because they're just live instrumentation, everything, vocals, everything. Yeah, and a little bit of synth here and there, but I don't really consider that like computer.
They're still playing that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're still playing it.
It's just they got a little bit of a filter on it. But
could you imagine playing in the middle of the Coliseum, the Roman Coliseum,
with the acoustics of that shit?
Like what the fuck, dude? Like imagine feeling that like in the middle of that bitch and the history there, like just
the energy in there.
They let your band come in there and set up and like just play like loud ass music. Like that's wild. When you think about it, like people used to get murdered here. Like
yeah.
They used to have fucking wild lions and rip people apart, and now you're up here just singing Comfortably Numb. You know, that's fucking crazy to me.
Nah, but
not to say I wouldn't do it though.
I would totally do that.
Totally do it.
What?
Totally do it.
I think the closest I've ever come to that was a live show / like it was a short film that I was directing in New York, and there's a band stage where it's literally just a shell, like a big shell out in the park in Harlem, and basically I put up 2 huge speakers and then just plugged in my sound, and I was playing like beats and shit out of it, and it felt incredible, bro, because it was just literally my camera crew, a couple people in the park. It wasn't a lot of people. It was literally just something that we wanted to shoot, and it felt amazing. But then the way the sound rang off in that part of town, it was different. Like they had people literally coming outside their apartments, like, what the fuck is that? Like, and then certain people would come up to us and be like, what are you guys doing here? Like, this shit sounds cool. But...
Well, have you seen RedRocks in Colorado? The venue RedRocks?
No.
Oh, I got to show it to you. It's like every musician that goes there says that's the venue. That's the one that they like, that they want to play. It's fucking beautiful, dude.
RedRocks.
Yeah.
Man.
Let me show this to you.
Speaking of venues, dude, I really want to get back out there and start like carousing around different venues in Dallas.
Look how beautiful this is.
What?
This is the...
Holy
That's where you play, and this is where you sit. It's beautiful, dude.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Could you imagine playing there, dude?
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell the sound travels.
Yeah, yeah. It's a canyon.
They're in a. I was about to say it looks like they're in a bowl almost.
Look at that. And it's a massive fucking like
That's beautiful.
mainstream stage, you know.
Then just to have that backdrop on the. God.
Colorado mountains like that.
I want to go to Colorado. So.
Oh, dude, if I had to move somewhere else, it'd probably be Colorado or just somewhere mountainous. I'm sick of flat Texas, man. It's just so goddamn flat here.
I need more nature too.
Yeah.
More nature.
Yeah.
Less
Well, we live in the fucking like 5th largest city in America, you know.
That's true. And it's
You gotta remember that sometimes. Like we don't live in the boonies, you know.
even though it feels like it in certain areas, you're right.
Yeah.
Because like we were driving earlier, and I'm just like, dude, there's so many different walks of life in Dallas alone.
What's the population of Dallas? Let's see.
That's a good question. There's so many different walks of life here, bro, and it blows my mind because I always thought like, man, I saw melting pots in Chicago and LA and New York, but they ain't got nothing on Texas, man.
I don't know if I believe this. 1.2 million.
I feel like there's more.
I feel like there's more.
What?
I was thinking 5 mil.
Or at least 3.
But this is 2021. I guess they don't have a census for Dallas, the 4th largest city, 3rd largest city in Texas, 4th largest metropolitan area in the United States at 7.5 million. Okay. That sounds more like it.
Yeah. That makes a lot more sense. Damn, 7.5.
It's a lot of people in this fucking place. Yeah.
It's still expanding. Where do you see Texas or Dallas, I would say, in the next 5 years? Like in terms of just how fast it's been growing, because you know I was staying in Rockwall. You at one point lived out there a long time ago, right? And it's not what it is now, right?
No, every fucking time I go through Rockwall, there's something new. Every time.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Dallas is too. So it's like every time you go through there's a new spot, new venue, new something. You know? And I think Dallas just got like voted #1 business capital in America like the past year.
Really?
So dude, I think sky's the limit, honestly, as far as like Dallas, because probably more sky rises. I just think bigger and better.
It's definitely gonna build up.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna build up. There's only so much. I've realized that there's a lot of real estate. There's a lot of old real estate in Dallas, and it's almost like there's certain parts of Dallas that don't want to be touched, and then there's certain parts of Dallas that's like, all right, I'll take your money. We're gonna put up a high rise or a parking lot or something here.
Whatever you want to do, we'll do it.
Yeah. we'll move out the way, and then y'all collect the check. But it's just like I've never seen a city develop so fast.
Well, you know, I think a lot of it in the past couple years, so many people moved here, and that created the need for more infrastructure, more schools, more everything.
More apartments.
I swear to God, there's more apartments like luxury type apartments popping up everywhere now, dude.
They're putting them in random places too.
Like
this is the shit that bugs me out.
Yeah.
You'll randomly be driving down 75 and then like look up and it's like, wait a minute, that was not always.
That was a gas station last week. You know.
And then you putting them tucked in. Like one thing I realized when me and my girl we just got an apartment. There were so many apartment complexes next to each other. It's like almost seeing like different retail stores that are selling the same shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what I noticed one time? Because where George Bush is, where it curves over 30 right there, I used to live right there. Those used to all be apartments. Really? Where the bridge curves over.
Yeah.
I used to live right there under the bridge. Not under the bridge, but
my
apartment used to be right there, right? And so all the
Bass Pro.
Yeah, on the other side though.
Okay.
On the other side. So those used to all be apartments all the way down to the Conoco. And then all the way down the other way was more apartments. Well, I found out that all those apartments were owned by the same person. Different names, different altogether different people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Owned by the same person. And then when they sold that land to the state, they kicked everybody out, obviously. And that's how I found that out. Is like they owned all of that shit. Damn. Yeah. Because they only made this section move out, and they kept like one smaller part of the apartments. Mm-hmm. But yeah, everyone else had to go.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it was wild. That was a couple years ago, or like 10 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's weird because right by Lake Ray Hubbard, there was a apartment complexes like literally right next to it, and then at one point in time it just got all flattened out. Then they just poured concrete. Next thing you know, you see a whole bunch of RVs popping up, like a whole bunch.
Yeah, that's the spot I'm talking about. Right there, yeah.
And I was like, hey, what's going on over here? Mm-hmm. What are they going to turn this into? And then it just ended
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
RV spots? Like, who would think there'd be a need for that? And that place is always full.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that weird?
it is. But you got to think about it. There's certain people that they literally, there's towns that you'll pass through where it's literally just RVs,
Yeah.
like just parked up next to each other, and it's just like pockets. But I never thought that they would put that right there.
I just didn't see Rockwall as like a tourist town,
Mm.
I guess. But then I guess people just store stuff there too. Maybe they just store their RV there and pay the monthly. I ain't got that money. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have RV money. I know that's a whole nother lane.
That's a whole nother life. That they live, yeah.
It's a whole nother lane.
That's like the boat life.
But
yeah.
at the same time, you got to think there's certain people that they downsize their life, right? And so it's like, okay, those are the type of people that usually either will be on the road for periods of time, and they take their family and they don't have to deal with the real estate issues,
Right.
deal with FHA, things of that nature. Like, I'm sorry, not FHA,
HOAs, yeah.
HOA. So there's certain freedoms to that aspect, and I think that there's a large pocket of people that they see like the rise in everything going with housing and all that stuff, and they're just like, fuck it,
Makes sense.
I'll just buy an RV, and then I can move anywhere I can basically want to, and still have my home.
Dude, one of my homies, shout out Tony. What's up, dude? He was gonna buy him a big diesel dually and buy a fifth wheel camper on that, and then he found him a lot to live at. It was like $60 a month, water, utilities, like everything. All you gotta do is hook up your trailer and you can live there. Obviously, you don't have a huge lot,
But still,
you're paying $60 a month, and then whatever your payment is on the RV, and that's your bills.
and then you just got some Wi-Fi that's right there, and you set. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think. Remember when the TinyHome started popping up?
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Yo, let's get a tiny home. Let's get a freaking shipping container."
Yeah.
Two
The
shipping
shipping
containers.
container thing is pretty cool.
And it's
Yeah.
dope, bro. Like, you can see like some people do some baller shit with
Oh
two
yeah,
shipping containers.
they
And
get creative with it.
mind you, a shipping container, I think at the lowest would probably be like 4 bands.
Maybe
big one?
Maybe you can probably get a used one for 2, maybe,
Right.
and have to just patch it up, maybe.
Yeah. My old company was gonna turn one of them into a break room.
Right.
I swear to God. And everybody was like,
No,
"Hell
so
nah."
I work in construction, and like a lot of us, we have one of those on the job site for all our tools and just equipment, material, or whatever, and we lock it up at the end of the day. But a lot of the foremen, they'll build them an office in the very back of it, put up a piece of wood, window unit, all that shit, put a door on it and shit. So it's so doable so easily.
Yeah, I think people are getting more constructive, man.
I think it's just a lot of people realize that they don't need all the excess. It's not needed unless you've got a family, like, and you're just like your situation, what you got going on. That's all you need.
Right.
You don't need the big house. You don't need all the rooms. It's not necessary.
I wouldn't know what to do with it,
Right.
honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I tell my mom that all the time. I don't really want to live out there where there's big 100,000 square foot houses, and I wouldn't know what to do with the space. And even when I have kids, yeah, don't get me wrong, I would love it enough for space for everybody to have their own room. But in terms of just like all that excess space, bro, that's gonna be used here and there, like, I'd rather put my money into traveling or into other things. But
Feel you.
it's all to each his own. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I think if I was a recluse, for sure, I would have had a tiny home somewhere in the mountains,
Right.
chilling with my dog, going on walks. Like,
I mean, it don't sound bad, man. I mean, I think it would, honestly though. Like, I like to have my space. I think it'd be cool for like a week, and then you'd be like,
fuck, I need civilization.
I just want to stand up.
Yeah.
I'm fucking 6 foot tall, man. I want to be able to. I want to stretch out and like
Nah, you gotta
stand
build
up.
a duplex, bro. Have a crane come in there and drop another one on top.
That's what they do, man. They cut them a little spot for the stairs.
Yeah, I would at least want to get 4 if I did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, I just hit a lick on a bunch of money and I wanted my little away from home and built that. Get 4 bands or times 4 and literally just build it over time. And then I have a crib that I can always come home to, but then my little away home is somewhere and it's like off in the cabin, but the cabin is actually 4 shipping containers that I just installed different rooms for different shit in. But man, it's interesting because like it just shows you that the times are changing now. Like,
Oh, yeah.
the things that people got sold, like the life or the dream of the American dream, has changed tremendously from the time we were kids to now. And we have so much options. Like, people are getting school buses,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rehabilitating a school bus and turning it into a home.
Right.
Literally.
Like I said, man, I think people just don't. They just realize they don't need it all.
Yeah.
You know, and they fit, especially coming out of the whole pandemic thing. And they're like, man, fuck all this. We don't need none of that shit. Like, we just need us and a spot.
Yeah. Something conducive to your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. How much time we on now?
Oh, it's been like an hour.
Really?
42? Yeah, 42 minutes.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that we're still podding. I'm grateful that we have things to look forward to in the future. There's a lot of visuals that are going to be coming out. Mind you, we're in season 2. You just dropped episode 1 from season 2.
Yeah. This is at the tail end of season 2. I think. I don't know. This might be a whole new season we start up over here. I don't know what we're gonna do, honestly, but
It's okay.
it'll be a while before this actually drops on YouTube. But everybody on the Twitch, appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And stay tuned with us. Stay locked in. Make sure you follow What's Up With That on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify,
All that.
Twitch.
All that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Share this with everybody that you see that you're rocking with, because at the end of the day, we haven't stopped and we ain't gonna stop no time soon.
Yep.
Man.
Keeping it going. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This has been just a kickback episode. Y'all be you. We're gonna be us.
Peace.
Later.
If you'd like to see raw, unedited, live episodes, follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/whatsupwiththat. To watch full episodes of What's Up With That, subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/whatsupwiththat.